RavenCoin. Miners like RavenCoin. The mining stats on RavenCoin are very, very positive. This is one of a number of reasons I think RavenCoin is going to have some serious gains in the next bull cycle. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you are new to the channel or a returning viewer that's forgot what this is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I was showing everyone that I was buying up these coins because they were going to rocket up in price. It was inevitable. And you can see what the prices of all these coins were when I recorded and released my videos, as well as the highs that these coins hit a little less than a year and a half on. In fact, it was around 17 months on. And you can also see what the profit would have been if you threw $100 into those coins and then just sat on them for a year and a half. And if you'd have done that, 26 coins, $2,600 investment, your profit from that would have been over 123 grand, which is pretty good. Now, I don't own these coins anymore. I sold all of these. I have since the market crash, I've been buying up new coins, and I share these on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do a 40x, a 50x, a 100x, I get in on it. And what I'll do is I'll jump onto the site, I'll tell the members about the coin, the gains it can have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along. What this does is eliminate tens of thousands of hours of work required if you want to make money in crypto. No longer do the members have to read white papers. They don't have to learn about new technology. They don't have to understand chart patterns, chart formations, upcoming trends. They can literally just copy along to my portfolio, make the same profits as me, and do no work. If that sounds good to you, go to copymycrypto.com now. Just pause this video. What you'll see on the site and the things I've said in the past and what happened, what the members have earned is public record. Verify it all. And if you like what you see, guys, I'll see you there. Now, RavenCoin. So RavenCoin's been through, look, one bull cycle. So there's not evidence for like a huge, uptrend or anything. It did hit 28.5 cents in the last bull cycle. And, at one point it was at lows of like 1 cent. So it did a decent run, like decent gains. And I still think this is going to do something. I really do. Now, they've not had huge development or anything. There's not been massive news in terms of any sort of network development. RavenCoin's a peer-to-peer network that wants to implement a use case specific blockchain. So it's designed to efficiently handle one specific function, which is the transfer of assets from one party to another. It's a fork of the Bitcoin code. And there was no pre-mine, ICO or masternodes. Its name is in reference to a TV show, Game of Thrones. Its creators are Bruce Fenton, Tron Black, and Joel Waite. Now, Fenton is well known in crypto because he was a board member and an executive director of the Bitcoin Foundation for 3 years, and he also had a career at Morgan Stanley in the 90s, as well as managing director of Atlantis Consulting for 13 years. And he's a managing director of Chainstone Labs. Tron Black's a principal software developer with 30 years plus experience. Worked in a number of different crypto projects as well, and is currently employed by Medici Ventures, which is a subsidiary of Overstock. And Waite is a CTO at Overstock, and also has been involved with Medici Ventures. Now, as I said, this is a fork of Bitcoin. They multiplied the cap, the total supply of Bitcoin by 1,000. So there's 21 billion tokens. And they use a mining algorithm called CorePow, which is intended to mitigate the issues of ASIC hardware, which we do see in Bitcoin, like ASIC hardware rules all. And it's aiming to solve the problem of transfer of assets and trading over blockchain. So RavenCoin are designed as an internal currency within the network and must be burnt in order to issue token assets on the Raven chain. So actually, whenever a new asset is created that represents anything, whether it's real world gold or whatever, you have to burn off the RavenCoin token to create them. Now, as I said, in terms of development, not been tons. really not been tons. This is not like something where we've seen huge growth. You know, they do regular-ish updates on Twitter or X now. Not like tons, but you can very easily sort of set up on RavenCoin. But in terms of like the projects, it's weak, man. It's weak. You got some atomic swaps. You got Electrum RavenCoin. You got now nodes. You've got the Raven NFTs, the Raven wallet. But overall, in terms of like the ecosystem, it's not exciting. It just genuinely isn't exciting. But, and this is always worth knowing, miners are going here. So look, in 2021 and over the past few years, you know, we've seen when it launched, the mining hash rate went wild and then suddenly dropped off, and dropped off pretty massive and continued to drop off throughout 2021, had little peaks and troughs, but, you know, dropped off quite dramatically down to like 2.3 or so terahash. When the Ethereum merge happened, miners flocked, because obviously miners couldn't do proof of work mining for Ethereum anymore, and they just rocketed and started coming back to RavenCoin. You know, mining hash rate hit stupid highs. It was like 18 terahash, 17.5 terahash. And obviously they've left over the course of time. That's what ends up happening. Miners are trying to figure out where they want to go. But here's the reality. The mining terahash is still like 5.19 right now, which is more than double where it was at in prior to the Ethereum merge. So that means they've got double the miners there right now. So what does that mean? It means miners think there's money to be made here. And paying attention to what the miners think is always worth doing. The reason that I say this is miners know, and you can see that, you know, the difficulty obviously is nearly treble what it was. Nearly treble what it was actually. About 2.5 times. And the reason it's worth paying attention, to the miners and where the miners are going. The cost for mining is huge. It's huge, guys. You've got to bear in mind the electric cost. And that's a daily thing. You've got to bear in mind the cost for buying the rig, setting the rig up, running the rig every damn day. So miners have to have a very good idea of where they're going to make the most money. A lot of miners have stayed with RavenCoin. Yes, a bunch left. I mean, that's apparent from the change in hash rate, right? It went from 18 down to 5. So a good chunk left in that sort of window after the merge. But they're still hovering there, man. There's a lot of people still hovering there. So that means miners wholeheartedly believe they're going to make money here. And when you're calculating the cost and everything else that goes into it, and you can work out like calculation costs and stuff. So look, just off of mining, you are at a loss pretty much every day. You're at a loss, at least a loss, every damn day. And that depends on electricity costs. Electricity costs, by the way, are way higher than this. So electricity costs are more like that. Probably closer to 25 cents per kilowatt. Maybe even 30 cents per kilowatt. But I'd go with 25 cents at least per kilowatt. So you're looking at generally a day-to-day loss of about $15. $15. Now that's across a year. That's quite a lot, guys. You're looking at over $5,000 loss per year. Every year. So since this happened, since the hash rate, let's go back to the hash rate, right? Go on the 3-year window. So this happened in September. We're past that. So it's been a year. So the miners that have stayed, probably making a loss for the past year of around 5 grand. Next bull cycle, a year from now, we'll be sort of not in a bull cycle, but pretty close. We'll be moving towards it. The market will certainly be rising. You know, the halving will have happened about 6 months prior. So we'll probably be starting it, if not, you know, doing, you know, a little bit into it. So they're going to have made another $5,000 loss. So we're probably looking at miners having made a 10 grand loss. So they have to wholeheartedly believe that they're going to make profit on this. And for me, I think they are. I think RavenCoin's probably going to get to about 30 cents in the next bull cycle. I think that's a realistic target for it. Yes, that's a new all-time high, but proof of work, people flock to proof of work because A, it's secure, B, you've got to believe that there's some value in what they're doing. And while I genuinely am not looking at RavenCoin going, yeah, they've got a quality ecosystem or anything like that, they've got a product that people still use. People are still moving money around. They're still getting transactions on that network quite regularly. And it hit a damn good price point in the last bull cycle. I think it's going to try and aim to do more. And 30 cents is a fair target. Now, it's worth noting, if it reaches 30 cents, it should actually go a lot higher, just because it would be in price discovery mode at 30 cents anyway, so it wouldn't be a shock to see it blast past that. Miners probably making 10 grand loss across a 2-year window on it, if they don't sell any, believe that they're going to make money on this. And miners tend to know. They have to do their maths pretty damn well, and they have to be pretty confident of their calculations of what profit they can make. And the fact that so many have stayed at RavenCoin, to me, is a really strong sign that this is going to be one that does some gains. So I'm looking at this as a 30-cent coin. I think this is very, very achievable for RavenCoin. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, guys. And look, if you just want to take the work out of your crypto investing, if you want to make the same profits I do, but literally do no work, that is exactly what copymycrypto.com is. It's where I share with all the members every single thing I'm doing. Anytime I find a coin that I think can do massive gains, whether it's a 40x, a 50x, a 100x, I get in on it. And what I'll do is I'll jump onto my site, I'll tell my members about the coin, the gains it can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along. This removes tens of thousands of hours of work required if you want to make profits in this market. That's time you can spend with family, that's time you can spend with loved ones, that's time you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You've regained your life back. So if you've never been to copymycrypto.com now, go onto the site, have a look at what I've said in the past and what ended up happening, have a look at what the members have earned since being there. Everything on the site's public record. Verify it all. If you like what you see, guys, you should join, and I'll see you there. And that's it from me. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.